Satellite testing office. Designer Wang Fengyu shows us the daily routine. Today, they are conducting the first remote control signal testing since the satellite arrived on September 19th.
很好，跟我们预期是一样的。
He says everything goes well, and such tests are carried out almost daily till the launch time.
The conditions of the satellite may change a bit after it's transported to the launch site. We now use wireless control to monitor data and test its normal function. This is to ensure all problems are settled on the ground early.
Now the Chang'e-2 is at the number 2 launch tower and ready for its mission.
We started assembling Chang'e-2 at the end of 2008. The equipment and payloads on the satellite are a combination of the old, the renovated and the new. This has raised challenges for us to ensure all equipment reaches the same standards.
Taiping says Chang'e-2 has new technological breakthroughs for China. It's designed to fly directly to the lunar transfer orbit about 380,000 kilometers away from Earth. China will test its new X-band deep space control system and adopt a low 1 kilometer altitude orbit for moon observation. To her relief, half of these tasks carried out by her colleagues in their 30s.
I think young people always bring us the enthusiasm, and they are very creative. They bring a lot of new ideas, so they are very important for this career and for the Chinese space. I like my job, and I'm very proud of it.
Compared with the United States and Russia, China's lunar project started about half a century later. But Chang'e program is aiming high. With the start of the second phase of this program, a number of new scientific targets will be realized. And this will help China to get the first-hand data from the moon for its future projects. Han Bin, CCTV, Xichang.
Li Ming is one of the key directors of the satellite system. He's also the vice president of China's Academy of Space Technology. And earlier he reveals Chang'e-2's technological highlights and its fate after it finishes the lunar probing mission.
Please tell us the role of the satellite system and the major tasks of Chang'e-2 satellite.
Almost every space mission is system engineering. So the Chang'e-2 is also one part of the system engineering. But Chang'e-2 is really an important part of the system engineering, since it's carried out most of the operations, and also it carried on the payload to do the test, to collect scientific data, and also to transfer the data to the ground.
So what are the technological innovations that makes the Chang'e satellite outstanding?
It will be the first time for China to launch the satellite directly to the lunar transfer orbit. This is the first time. The second one, we will use the X-band TT and C technologies to test our deep space systems. The third one, we will adopt 1 kilometers altitude orbit for our mission. It's also the first time. Still, we will using the maneuver technologies to descending our perigee altitude to about 15 kilometers in order to get very high resolution images for the preparations for the pre-selected landing areas. Also, during these missions, we have designed a very small landing cameras in order to be used for the follow-on missions like landing missions. Also, during the missions, we have improved a lot for the data transmission capabilities.
So what are the challenges for Chang'e during a 6 months journey?
We do have a lot of challenges and also risks during our missions. For example, the environment, including the space radiation environment, for example, the very high energy particles, and also the thermal environment. During the missions, we have a changed orbit from 200 kilometers to 100 kilometers. It will cause a lot of change in the temperature. But during our design, we have designed very detailed measures, to deal with these challenges, including to do some tests in different environments in order to make sure the mission can be successful.
And what will happen after Chang'e-2 finishes its mission?
There are about three choices. The first one is just like the Chang'e-1 mission did by Chang'e-1. At the end of missions, we will control the satellite to impact on the designed impact locations on the lunar surface. And the second one is to leave the lunar orbit and to move to the even more deep space in order to test our abilities for the further interplanetary missions. That's a more ambitious choice. The last one, maybe we can take a transfer orbit to come back to Earth and to become a Earth satellite. Those are the three different choices. We still study different scenarios, but we will make the final decision based on the most valuable and most reasonable choice.
Thank you very much for your time.
It's my pleasure.
And now let's come back to talk about this Lunar 2 orbiter. This is a model of the Lunar 2 orbiter. Is a cube-like structure. Dr. Peng, would you please tell us why is it shaped like this, and where are the equipment?
Okay, if we have a close look at Chang'e-2 orbiter, this look is very similar to a telecommunication satellite because Chang'e-2 is derived from Dongfanghong, China-owned telecommunication satellite platform, together with other resource or remote sensing satellites. But the whole shape is quite similar to the Dongfanghong. For this model, you can see the longest panel is a solar panel which collects solar energy to provide power necessary for all the equipments on board the Chang'e-2 orbit. And here you can
how long is the span of the solar wind?
18 meters. And here you can see a thruster, the force it will provide for the orbiter to change the orbit. For example.
So you mean those are the thrusters?
Yes, those are the thrusters. The force is
for the maneuvering.
For the maneuvering and orbit correction during its journey